So Luana Santos versus Tainara Lisboa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name properly, but yeah, it's I think it's Tainara Lisboa. Um, what a surname. So this one is a bit of a tricky one because when you look at Luana Santos's career, objectively you might think, Luana Santos is actually like a really talented fighter. And you look at her career and the people that she's been fighting, and she's been fighting people like Juliana Miller, in her debut. She's been fighting people like um, Stephanie Egger. Is it Stephanie Egger? Yeah. People like Stephanie Egger. People like Marina Agabova or something like that. Wasn't she? Okay, let me not insinuate anything. So it's kind of tricky to actually feel any type of confidence in a couple of these wins, and then she then after Marina Agapova, then she lost to Casey O'Neill. It's a bit tough, man. It's a bit tough to actually have any sort of confidence considering the level of competition she's been fighting. Um, but at the very least, she's been active, right? Her opponent has not been active, and it's not like her opponent has been facing the elite of the elite of competition. So maybe I'm being a little bit too hard on Luana Santos. I still think she's like a really good striker. She has a couple of elements that might give her a bit of an advantage to some extent. Um, let's actually go and take a look at the other girls' record and the people that she's been beating because I think she has only two wins in the UFC, and she hasn't been that active in this in the UFC. So maybe let's take a look at her record and see in comparison. But I feel like both of them have not been fighting like decent competition. Both Tainara Lisboa and Luana Santos, I just don't feel like they've been facing the best competition. Um, so let's go to Tainara Lisboa. Tainara Lisboa okay, she has two wins in the UFC and she beat, what's this girl's name? Rivera, Oliveira Marias or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce her name. And she also beat, what do you call her? Jessica Clark, Jessica Rose Clark. I mean, she's a bit of a can, but I mean, she has a win over Jocelyn Edwards. Jessica Clark has a win over Jocelyn Edwards, so that's a pretty decent win, I guess. But both of them, in all honesty, I don't feel like they fought the best competition. When you look at Tainara Lisboa, she's been fighting people like Jessica Rose Clark. I don't know what this girl's name is, something Oliveira Marais or something like that. But at the very least, in the UFC so far, even though she has two fights in the UFC, she's undefeated. You know, so that means a little bit more, to some extent, because I get why people are picking Luana Santos. She has beautiful legs. Oh my goodness. But apart from that, she's a really good striker. But my thing is, both of them have not faced like a high level of competition, right? Santos fights people like Juliana Miller. She fights people like Marina Agapova. She fights people. Okay, she lost to Casey O'Neill. So as far as level of competition, I just don't feel like either of them have been fighting anyone who I might say should give them any advantage as far as experience. I genuinely don't feel like either of them have any advantage as far as experience goes. So when it comes to the technical breakdown of the fight, both of them have more or less the same reach, so that's not going to play a role. It's women's MMA, so I don't feel like either of them have any sort of power. Um, as far as volume, I think Luana Santos throws twice as much. That worries me a little bit more. So because I think Luana Santos is better as far as volume, but at the same time she has horrible striking defense. So whereas I feel like Lisboa has amazing striking defense, and like when I say amazing, I mean like exceptional striking defense. So I think that might play a significant role because I don't know. I think Lisboa is going to be a little bit better. Is going to be a little bit more elusive than Luana Santos, to be honest. I think she's just good at avoiding getting hit in the striking exchanges. My only concern is that she hasn't been as active. On the ground, I think they are basically evenly matched. So for me personally, I think this is going to be one of the closest fights on the card because as far as the striking goes, Luana Santos has a lot of volume, but she gets hit a lot. Um, and then at the same time, Tainara Lisboa does not have that much volume, but she's exceptionally good when it comes to striking defense. And on the ground, both of them have decent takedown defense. They shoot a pretty decent amount of takedowns. I think both of them have more or less the same level of success as far as takedown submissions. I would favor a bit Luana Santos, but not by much. So on the ground, I would say it's a stalemate in my own opinion. I wouldn't say this fight would go to the ground. So I don't know, man. This is probably going to end in a decision, and because Luana Santos is like super beautiful and has amazing legs, I could see her getting a robbery. Um, but I'm picking Tainara Lisboa to be honest. I feel like this fight is close, extremely close, but I'm looking at the little things and I just feel like the little things favor Tainara Lisboa to be honest. I feel like she's going to be slightly better, not by much, but I feel like Lisboa is going to be a little bit better. The striking defense is going to be very important because she's very elusive on the feet. On the ground, they are both pretty much good. Although I feel like Lisboa shoots a lot more takedowns, but more or less they are on the same level. So the wrestling might cancel out each other, the grappling might cancel out each other. Plus, both of them have good takedown defense. So I'm going to favor the girl who's going to be a little bit better defensively, especially in such a close fight, which I feel is Lisboa. My main concern is that she has been very inactive, and that's basically it. As far as finishing ability, I mean, she's exceptional. Like she finishes fight, right? She finishes fight, so that's something that I'm hoping will actually give her the edge in this particular fight. Even though her last fight was in 2023, I think. Yeah, I think her last fight was in 2023. So yeah, my subscribers are going with Luana Santos. I'm going with Tainara Lisboa. I just feel like she's going to be slightly better, but I wouldn't be shocked if somehow Luana Santos gets the decision because obviously she's going to be the judge's favorite. I can't get over how beautiful her legs are. Anyway, let's go to the next fight. Sorry for being late, guys. I'm going to try and run through these particular predictions. If you're new to the channel, go to the live section of the channel. You'll find all the fights that I've already broken down. Also, go to the short section and the video section. There's so much content there. So I'm going to the next fight. If you want to join me, let's go.